IT project managers, would you like to know how you can steal millions of dollars for the company you work for without them even batting an eyelid? I'm about to tell you. This is Mark from the Design Hackers Guild. This is not financial advice. I am not endorsing crime. And the millions of dollars that you would be stealing from the company would actually be criminally prosecuted. You think I'm kidding? Well, I'm not. Here's the deal. Every IT project, your typical IT project, runs 27% over budget. 1 in 6 of your projects turns into a black swan, which runs over budget of 200% and a schedule time of 70%. So lots more time to make more money or kick back. The overshoots are pretty bad. Here's a great example. Kmart, they spent 1.2 billion on an IT modernization project. It was one of the biggest contributors to the bankruptcy. So there is that risk that you could be stealing money and put yourself out of a job. To emphasize how bad IT project management is, IBM have in their project management, they have 3 key goals for every one of their projects based on schedule, budget, and quality. And you know how many of their projects fulfill that? Only 40% of their own goals in IBM. Only 40% of their projects meet their own goals. So it's a serious problem, though. Kidding aside, 17% of IT projects can be so bad that they can actually threaten a company's existence. And this is a problem for companies that they seem to be papering over and spending a lot of money. Now, big companies like Amazon and IBM and all these bigger companies have been fine papering over the cracks and spending the money. So being a project manager is obviously one of the easiest jobs in the world. You know, near enough is good enough. In fact, near enough doesn't have to, you don't have to be near enough in order to be considered a project manager. Now, I am a project manager, and I know that's probably insulting to all you other IT project managers, but my stats back up what I'm saying about the industry. It is absolutely atrociously bad, and it's losing tons of money, and it's not talked about. And that's the legal part. It is not talked about, and that's an issue. But, you know, if you're, well, I suppose one of the handiest jobs to get would be a project manager. And me being a freelance consultant project manager, I'd like to help fix up the industry. But I see that when companies are hiring for project management, they don't give proper descriptions of what project managers are or program managers are. Sometimes they'll say program manager required and give the specifications for a project manager who manages multiple projects. That's not what a program manager does, by the way. They're strategic. They strategically run. They're like the XO of the project. They speak for the business and the customers, and they also represent and facilitate project managers in getting the resources project managers need to fulfill their project successfully. Project managers take those resources that are given to them, stick to the schedule, stick to the budget, and produce a successful project. That's what they're supposed to do with program managers, to facilitate project management. And there's a hierarchy to it, but some companies don't understand that hierarchy, and that's understandable as well, because the other side of the coin of, if you're someone who wants to become an IT project manager, 58% of companies, only 58% of companies actually understand what project management is. So if you're working for a company that doesn't even understand project management, they're not even going to get their roles described right. And this is what's adding up to this problem that's inside the IT project management industry. And so, you know, your big project that you think, oh, well, tech is wonderful, Google are wonderful, Amazon are wonderful. The metaverse is going to be absolutely fantastic. Hey, I can digitize my whole health system. I can digitize this and that and the other. And the fact that governments are turning to companies to help them roll out their own infrastructure projects, to help them modernize their government. And this dirty little secret that IT project management is absolutely fine, nothing to see here. Well, in actual fact, it's abysmal and loses tons of money. This is an issue. So you could fix this. And I think that given we have such inflation, such limited resources now, such crises as we have, a lot of companies are going to go to the wayside because of projects. Like a lot of companies are going to be wiped out because of a project failure. That's something to think about. It's also something to think about every time you hear Mr. Zuckerberg talk about the metaverse. The industry standard for project management is absolutely dreadful. So you've no reason to believe that any of these companies will do anything they say they claim they're going to be able to do. And that's a problem. I know how to fix that problem. I think I can make suggestions around it. If you're a company that is struggling with project management, you do need to focus more on the people rather than the ideal or the project. Project is less important than the people, as a matter of fact, especially the people you're serving. But if you're a company who doesn't care and is able to paper over the cracks, well, you know, over time, things are going to change for you and change dramatically. So this has been a bit tongue in cheek, but I'm trying to point out a huge problem in the IT industry. I'm a freelance program manager and project manager. I can see this with my own eyes. I feel like I'm a voice crying out in the wilderness, but at the moment, it looks like if you're a half-assed project manager, you're minted and nobody's going to criticize you. That's what the impression it gives. Now, I know people are going to be objection, and I'm looking forward to the comments, and please comment as you see fit. But these are the stats that are there. These are documented stats. I've shared them before on LinkedIn. I'll be sharing this video on LinkedIn as well. This is where we are. And something needs to be done about it. I'm calling it out because nobody else is talking about it. And if nobody else wants to talk about it, and you're a project manager that wants to make a few bucks, you could definitely take this system apart and make it work for you. And I'm not endorsing that in any way, shape, or form. That would be fundamentally reprehensible and criminal. But I don't see many prosecutions around bad project management today. And this is a top-down problem because a lot of companies, those companies that do understand project management don't put it into practice, and a lot of companies don't really understand project management, so they're not going to understand what the roles are. In any event, this has been my tongue-in-cheek rant about IT project management. Am I wrong? Do you disagree? Do you have stats to back up why you disagree? Did I hurt your feelings because I said metaverse is a pile of crap? Oh, sorry, did I say that? It is. And I'm basing that on the statistics that exist across the industry for IT projects. So comment as you see fit. Look forward to hearing from you. This should be fun. Hope you get the message that it's bad for IT project management. But hey, if you've no conscience and you want to make a few bucks, being an IT project manager is definitely the way to go.